Hello. We all have heard about contracts, isn't it? Contracts are a huge part of everyday life for most people. For instance, when an individual goes to the supermarket to buy their groceries, they enter into a contract with the supermarket. Employees enter into a contract with their employer to perform their work in exchange for a salary. A business enters into commercial contracts with their suppliers in exchange for money to enable them to fulfill customer orders. A person boarding an auto or a bus is entering into a contract. But does each and every transaction we enter into or make a promise falls under the category of contracts? The answer is no. Only the contracts which are recognized by the Indian Contract Act 1872 will be considered as valid contracts. Let us understand it with the help of few examples. So let's say Ivanshi and Ishanvi are friends. Ivanshi invites Ishanvi for a cup of tea in the evening at 5:30 p.m. Ishanvi agrees to the same and says, "Okay, I'll be there." Ivanshi makes arrangements for her friend. She also orders a pizza and french fries. At 6 p.m., Ivanshi calls Ishanvi and asks her if she has started from her house. Ishanvi tells her that she has changed her mind and will not be coming today. Ivanshi gets very upset by the behavior of her friend and now wants to sue her. Will she be able to do that? Let's look at another example. Sanjay and Sanjana are husband and wife. Sanjay tells Sanjana that he did not gift her anything for her birthday this year. So he promises to her that he will be bringing a gold chain for her as a birthday gift while coming back from the office in the evening. Sanjana was very happy that day. She was eagerly waiting for the evening. When Sanjay returns from the office in the evening, Sanjana asks him for the gift that he promised in the morning. Sanjay says he completely forgot about it. Sanjana gets very angry and now wants to sue Sanjay for the same. Will she be able to do so? Now we'll go to the third example. Let's assume there are two people, Ranbir and Alia. Ranbir offers to sell his MG Hector car to Alia for rupees 15 lakhs. Alia agrees to the same. They decided that Alia will pay Ranbir via check tomorrow and Ranbir will hand over the car to Alia. Next day, when Alia comes to take the delivery of the car, Ranbir denies. He says that he has changed his mind and does not want to sell the car anymore. Alia is very upset with Ranbir's behavior and now wants to take a legal action against him. Will she be able to proceed? Now let's go back to the first example and try to understand it further. In the first example, between the friends, what is the nature of the agreement or promise between the parties? The promise was of a social nature. In the second example, between husband and wife, what was the nature of the promise made by the husband to the wife? It was made out of a domestic relationship. In the third example, when we see the agreement between the parties is of a commercial nature. Let us expand these further for better clarity. In order to form a valid contract, there must be presence of consideration also. Let's check that. So when we look at the first example between friends, is there any consideration present? No, it is not. In the second example between the husband and wife, is there any consideration present? No, it is not. In the third example between Ranbir and Alia, is there any consideration present? Yes, it is. And the last part of it, which we need to keep in mind, is that whether the parties had an intent to enter into a legal relationship. Only in the last example, which is an agreement between the parties arising out of a commercial relationship, is when the parties will be considered to have an intent to enter into a legal relationship. In the other examples, which are promises made out of a social relationship or out of a domestic relationship, the presumption of law goes that the parties did not intend to enter into a legal relationship. So we always need to keep in mind in a given scenario if there was presence of consideration and if the parties had an intent to enter into a legal relationship in order to judge the validity of a contract. So it's time to wrap things up. We'll understand it further in our next video with more details on it. Till then, it's bye bye from my side. Take care, everyone.